In fact, a lot of people questioned if it was wise. So for those of you who don't know, I'm sure you all do, Dave's jokes are extremely politically incorrect, and no one, and I mean no one, is safe. When he told me he was going to get a job selling mobility cars, I put my head in my hands and wondered if it was a good idea to sell cars to customers who were usually the butt of his jokes. But he always seems happy in his job. Well, he's always laughing anyway. When he was asked what he would do if he found out Sarah was pregnant, he said he thought for a minute and said, I'd probably push her down the stairs. Well, that's just Dave. As long as you realise he's only joking, then you'll know. I knew he would never push Sarah down the stairs anyway. He took himself down the stairs anyway. Anyway, as our friendship grew, we both started learning to play the guitar at the same time, although Dave had a real talent for this and soon got better than I was. And together with our good friends Damon, Phil, Chris, and Dave's brother Chris, who are all here today, we travelled the length and breadth of the country going to gigs and generally enjoyed being young. It wasn't always enjoyable though. One day that I'll never forget for all the wrong reasons was on one trip to Manchester, when Dave subjected me and Damon to the sounds of Avril Lavigne all the way there. That full blast, that was absolutely horrible. He doesn't know this, but me and Damon still slag him up to this day. Thankfully his iPod's got a bit more on it these days. So as you know, Dave is well known for his hair, and girls used to come up to him all the time. Not to chat him up, just ask what conditioner we used. He answers Head and Shoulders, by the way. And he takes longer than most normal men do to get ready on account of having to straighten his hair, which he uses GHDs. Keeps him in a nice velvet bag and everything. So as a result of having girls' hair, when we were out, Dave was often mistaken for a girl. The other day while he was out running, a man in a blue Audi leaned out of his window and wolf whistled at him. Dave, no doubt fuming and a little bit flattered, turned around and flashed his 5 o'clock shadow at him and glanced off sheepishly. Now, over the years I've seen Dave do a lot of pretty amazing things. He's an excellent musician in a great band, a talented magician, he has a great career. He's made various television, YouTube and glossy magazine appearances. He's trained his dog to hump everybody's leg. He's driven Lamborghinis and is a good friend of Chesney Hawkes. Gets a baseball card off him every year. But I've also seen him do some distinctly average things as well. I've seen him be sick on the aforementioned leg humping dog. I've seen him be sick on a car bonnet. I've seen him fall into a bouncer's lap and try to pull his trousers down. So in other words, I've seen him drink a hell of a lot of alcohol. And hopefully tonight will be no different. Without a doubt though, the best thing I've ever seen Dave do was meet Sarah. And these days, me and Dave have a great friendship, one that means a lot to me. I like to think that there was nothing Dave wouldn't do for me, and likewise there's nothing I wouldn't do for Dave. In fact, we spend most of our time doing absolutely nothing for each other. So since meeting Sarah, I've never seen Dave happy. Oh, sorry, I've never seen Dave so happy. Like any good friend, I was there when Dave met his future wife. And I remember it well, because Dave was entertaining Sarah with his best chat lines. I was talking to Sarah's mum, Carol, who was trying her best to chat me up, I'm sure. No, she was really trying to find out whether Dave was a suitable boy for her girl, her daughter, sorry. Well, I did my best, but in the end, I had to be honest. I must have said some nice things because it's worked out okay. So later that night, after I told Carol that we just couldn't be together, she left, leaving me to prop up the bar. So after about an hour or so of doing this, I said to Dave that I was going to leave, expecting him to say the same thing. Dave said he was getting a taxi home with Sarah, and unable to afford a taxi, I walked home alone in the rain. Thanks very much, Dave. So a few weeks later, when Dave told me he and Sarah were an item, I'll be honest with you, I thought it would never last. Didn't go down well. I thought to myself, there's no way Sarah is going to go out with a man who has shinier hair than she has. But I can honestly say, other than meeting me, Sarah has been the best thing that's ever happened to Dave. And the fact that mine and Dave's group of friends have become great friends with all the Heddens, including Rob and Craig, shows what a special family that they are. I feel like I've gained an adopted family. So Carol, I'll be dropping some washing off embryos on me. Now, I never knew with Dave as a bit of an old romantic. When he decided he was going to ask Sarah to marry him, he went to extraordinary lengths to find the perfect ring for Sarah. And obviously it had to be the perfect fit. So he hacked into all the eBay accounts that Sarah had used and made a few phone calls to find out if she had bought any rings previously and what size she had ordered. So he succeeded and bought the perfect ring for her. On the night he chose to pop the question, he booked a posh table at an equally... He booked a table at a posh restaurant in an equally posh hotel. But unfortunately, things began to go wrong for Dave. After several failed attempts to summon up the courage to pop the question, Sarah began to feel unwell and had to go back to the hotel room. So Dave thought, right, I'll have to ask her on the balcony of the hotel. It'll still be nice and romantic, it's overlooking the river. But again, things went wrong. When they got back to the hotel room, Sarah was so unwell that she couldn't drag her head from the toilet bowl. But Dave finally did ask the question that night. He got down on one knee and just shouted through the toilet door. Thinking Dave had asked if she wanted him to hold her hair. Sarah said yes, and we hated Dave. That's why we So when Dave asked me to be best man, I was shocked. Partially I was proud that he chose me, mostly because since he's been saying Sarah, I've hardly seen him, to be honest. He never texts, he never calls. He pleaded with me saying he'd asked everybody else, and no one wanted to do it. No, I'm really, truly honoured to have been asked, Dave, thanks. And other than writing and presenting the speech, being Dave's best man has been quite easy, as he organised the stag do. And for the stag do, we went to Amsterdam, and for obvious reasons, stag do rules dictate that I'm not allowed to divulge what happened on the stag do. So all the lads who went on it to relax. I was also slightly disturbed to find that Dave had booked us into an apartment right next door to a gay cinema. I wasn't sure this wedding was going to happen at all. Spent some of our time drinking, a bit taking in the stunning architecture, but most of the time we just spent was wasted. We all had a great time and came back with some wonderful memories and souvenirs. Now it's customary for the best man to give some words of wisdom to the newlyweds on marriage. So I've drawn up my own words of wisdom that I found on the internet. Never go to bed in an argument, always stay up and argue. Always remember those three little words, you're right dear. The best way to remember your anniversary is to forget it once. And it's important to get on with your mother-in-law. My brother hasn't spoken to his for 2 years, not because he doesn't like her, he just doesn't like to interrupt. Finally, Dave, I just want to say what a privilege it's been to be your best man today. I couldn't wish for a better friend, and the degree to which your friendship has enhanced my life is really impossible to put into words. And even though she's well out of your league, I'm so happy that you've met your soulmate in Sarah. But I think you'll agree, ladies and gentlemen, look absolutely beautiful today. And that her and Dave are a perfect match. I may be the best man, but you're certainly the luckiest man. So now, ladies and gentlemen, it gives me immense pleasure to invite you all to stand, raise your glasses in a toast to all of our friends, Dave and Sarah. We wish them well for the future, to love, life, laughter, and happily ever after. To Dave and Sarah.
Dave and Sarah.
Thank you.